NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in Midtown Manhattan. Tonight, the New York Knicks taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. The Knicks able to win the opening tip, and we're underway here at Madison Square Garden. Smith. Jay, last few drafts, the Knicks have gone younger. What do you like about Kevin Knox and his raw potential?
His upside. He just turned 19 on August 11th of this past summer, and what he did in Summer League blew my mind. Was first-team All-NBA Summer League, averaged 24 points, shooting 47% from the field. This kid has every chance to be a star.
Lillard to McCollum. And abuses the rim with the big finish.
Oh, that's a great way to make an opening statement. It's about the team that's able to punch the other team in the mouth first. That's exactly what you want to do if you're the road team.
To Julius Randle. Smith. To Kevin Knox. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Lillard to McCollum. Tough move in close quarters with the crossover. Anthony to McCollum. Portland has 4 to shoot. Lillard. Shot by Lillard, no good. Smith into the front court. They trail by 2. To Julius Randle. Works it. Kevin Knox. Here comes the screen. Trying to cash in. And a putback slam.
There you go, big fella.
Lillard to Whiteside. No good. Possession lies with New York. Smith. And he's going to the free throw line.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Personal foul. Team foul number 1 for the New York Knicks. Number 9, shooting 2.
First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. McCollum into the front court. Down just a couple. Shot by Carmelo. No good. Hassan Whiteside. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
To Julius Randle. Smith. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Portland has the ball. Lillard to McCollum. Nothing going here on that drive. McCollum to Lillard. Beyond the arc for 3. Damian Lillard. Not much more the defense could have done. Hits a contested 3.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Dennis Smith Jr. up against the Weber State product. Jay, the Knicks searched long and hard for their next head coach. They chose David Fizdale. Why was this the right choice?
Well, first off, he's a two-time NBA champion as assistant coach with D. Wade and LeBron James from Miami Heat. And I got some time to spend with him down in Miami at D. Wade's fantasy camp. He is hard and very stern, but it comes from a brotherly place. His ability to build the right culture in New York will be imperative, but it all starts with that kind of teaching.
Kevin Knox. Hassan Whiteside. Tips it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
And scores at the rim. Beautifully done with the Euro step.
You know what we call that, Ed? We call that now you see me, now you don't.
Into the front court comes Smith. They trail by 1. Here comes the screen. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Dennis Smith Jr. at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 69% at the line. Knocks down the first. And he makes them both. Trailblazers with the basketball. Lillard to Whiteside. Oh, emphatic slam.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Smith now into the front court. Down a point. Nothing going here on that drive. New York with 4 to shoot. Dennis Smith Jr. 2 for 2. That's what you want. Deep 3 at the buzzer. We're through 1 here at Madison Square Garden with the Knicks on top. Jay and I are back with more after this. You're watching NBA Tuesday night on EA Sports. One quarter in the books. This has the potential to be a good one.
And we're exceeding the speed limit. These guys are playing fast. And the thing I love about it the most, there's entertainment in this game. Guys are looking away after they shoot the ball. Guys are clapping. Guys are energetic. This is why you love this sport.
McCollum to Nurkic. Nurkic rocking the rim.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Ellington matched up with Tolliver. Short jumper won't fall. To Whiteside. Hassan Whiteside. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Smith to Payton. Around the perimeter. Knicks with 4 to shoot. Has a look. Won't go. 49 wins for the Trailblazers last year. That was good for 3rd in the West. Jay, what's your projection for this season?
Well, the projection is that they can't afford to stumble out of the gates, which they've done over the last couple of seasons. Unfortunately, I think this team is stagnant to a certain degree. They have great talent, but I don't think they have the pieces to win in the gauntlet of the West.
Taj Gibson. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Old school equals high percentage.
It's Portland ball. Screen coming. McCollum here against Taj Gibson. Has a chance. McCollum shot off the mark. Smith with the basketball. Down 3. Almost. Unlucky bounce. McCollum with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Nurkic. Missed it. How'd that not go down? Payton with the basketball. They're down 3. Trying to cash in, and he knocks it down. Jay, as key a move as you'll find in the NBA.
And it is the new age triple threat. It does 2 things. Number 1, it creates distance in a hurry. Number 2, when you're stepping east to west while maintaining your dribble, which is a difference maker, it throws a defender off because now he's at your mercy and he's off balance.
And it just may be, Jay, the biggest threat late in the shot clock.
Especially if you add a hesitation to the move, or if you look at the rim, you'll most time have the defender jumping out of the shoes.
We wish defenders all the best in this game defending that. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Stepping in for New York, number 9 and number 23.
Lillard off the iron. No good. To Payton. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
Lillard to Whiteside. Tolliver guarded by Taj Gibson. To Lillard. Here comes the screen. Dame rises. Shot by Lillard, no good.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
And he throws it down. Big finish for Hassan Whiteside.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Short jumper off the mark.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Whiteside to Anthony. Fires the 3. That's off the side of the rim, short. Payton into the front court. It's a 1-point game as we approach halftime. Shot from the lane won't go. D has got it. Damian Lillard. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Payton. From the outside, no good.
Ed, let's bring it back to the fundamentals here. You have to follow through on that, not a slingshot.
Lillard with a shot, no. Late heave to beat the buzzer. So the difference, 3 points as we've reached the break. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Trailblazers are in a tight battle after 2 quarters, and these guys have every reason to feel good about how they scored effectively in that opening half. Great offensive display. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Portland Trailblazers. The Knicks are keeping things exciting in a close matchup, and the offensive glass was their domain. They scored plenty of second chance points, asserting themselves in the paint. Have a look at the leading scorers for the New York Knicks.
Game track. Bench points.
This is a game where the bench guys deserve a bit of the spotlight. The thing is, you need a spotlight big enough for the reserves on both squads. This is a game that's been all about the depth in the depth chart.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this, except that he fits the title of this segment? He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game. I got ball. Hold on.
Lillard to Anthony. Another chance. Another follow. No good. Another follow. Stays out.
This team is collectively feeding off their negative energy so far in the second half. Everybody is mad. Everybody is frustrated. Nobody's decided to take the torch and say, hey, look, follow my lead.
Smith. New York with 4 to shoot. From long range. Tough shot. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole. Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Oh, not a good pass there. That's a turnover. The possession lies with New York. To Dennis Smith Jr.
That's me. I got ball.
Probing the defense. Curling inside. Hassan Whiteside sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Lillard. It's good. Defense has to pick things up.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Big kick right there.
Smith to Julius Randle. Not that time. Anthony to Lillard. To Anthony. Carmelo Anthony. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Dennis Smith Jr. matched up with Lillard. To Julius Randle. The shot missed by Smith. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper off the mark.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Smith. A couple of cracks at the line now.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
First free throw is good. Two for two on that trip. Trailblazers take over. McCollum. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. C.J. McCollum. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
Gibson gets a look. Can't hit. Gibson against the Lehigh product. To Payton.
Hey, y'all gonna have to send some help over here.
Kevin Knox. Scores from the post.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Portland's got it. Takes stock of the floor. Has a look. C.J. McCollum. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Taj Gibson. Working the outside. To Kevin Knox. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Has a chance. And it's Labissiere there for the rebound. McCollum into the front court. Shot clock turned off as they try to extend the lead. Here comes the screen. McCollum picked up by Gibson. Lets it fly from long range. Creates the space to bury the 3 on the step back. Desperation shot here from half court. That'll do it. Third quarter complete with the Blazers in a comfortable spot. The Knicks to inbound here to start the fourth quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
To Dennis Smith Jr. To McCollum. Wide open look, won't go. Smith with it up top. The deficit now up to a dozen. Big finish that time for Julius Randle.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Trying to cash in. Rebound comes down to the Knicks. End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Whiteside to McCollum. Down to Labissiere, and watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Smith into the front court. His guys trail by 10. Nothing going here on that drive. Scal Labissiere snatching it out of the air.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Now a whistle, and we'll get a timeout for the Knicks as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Dennis Smith Jr. defended by McCollum. The pass set it all up. McCollum with the basketball. Lead stands at 10. Anthony to McCollum. Fires the 3. Had made his first couple, but he misses there. Into the front court comes Smith. He'll run the offense. To Kevin Knox. And the finish at the rim.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Whiteside, leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Kevin Knox. Knicks with 4 to shoot. Has a look. And 2 points to the board.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
McCollum into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. To Anthony. The Blazers with 4 in the shot clock with a drop step. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim. Now the coach of the Knicks going to signal for a timeout. That's going to be their second of the final 3 minutes. No more the rest of the way. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Elfrid Payton matched up with Nurkic. With a drop step. Yusuf Nurkic with the block. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Taj Gibson has got 2 shots coming. A career 70% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. To Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Payton to Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox powers it through.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. It's the Trailblazers who get the victory as they get a good win on the road. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Trailblazers got the win with a comfortable scoring margin. And the way they attacked the rim was outstanding. Not only is the dunk a high percentage shot, it's also a great way to test the confidence of the defense. Check out the leading scores for the Portland Trailblazers. The Knicks put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the New York Knicks.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
The Portland Trailblazers were definitely the better team with regard to long-range shooting, and it turned out to be quite the advantage. Their three-pointers were unstoppable.
Player of the game.
If you asked him, I'm sure he'd give the credit to his teammate and coaches. But at the end of the day, we know that he's the one that made the biggest impact on this game.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here are the upcoming games for the New York Knicks. See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.
It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From Amway Center in downtown Orlando, tonight the Orlando Magic getting set to match up with the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors control the tap. Jay, how do you even begin to try and describe the whirlwind that is the Toronto Raptors?
Well, you start with the positive. Last year was the first time in franchise history they were the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And here we are. This team still having a chance to win the Eastern Conference again.
Isaac. That pass taken away by Toronto. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Here comes the screen. To Aaron Gordon. Layup goes down. Well done.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Here comes the screen. Take stock of the floor. Well done, Kyle Lowry. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
To Vucevic. Isaac. Gordon shoots, can't connect. Lowry with it. Leads a bucket. Augustine with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Gordon. Has a look. Shot won't go. Lowry into the front court. The lead is 2. Rebounded by Isaac. In the front court, it's Augustine. He'll run the offense. Here comes the screen. To Fournier. Has a chance? Yes, Aaron Gordon. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Nothing going here on that drive. Rebound pulled in by the Magic. Now a steal as the Raptors have it.
Pick up that sense of urgency. Here's a chance to break the tie.
Short jumper and a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Augustine with it up top. They trail by 2. Isaac to Aaron Gordon. Fournier. Here comes the screen. To Gordon. Going to launch beyond the arc. His first effort off the mark. Powell. Nothing going here on that drive. From the painted area, won't go down. Augustine with the basketball. Down just a couple. To Fournier. Knocks it down off the step back.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Now Now the Raptors going to use a timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Changes coming from both sides right now.
Substitutions, Toronto.
Fred VanVleet. Scores from the post.
The defense is doing such a good job of denying him the ball and really getting in his pocket, but he got that one to go.
Fultz with the basketball. Down 2. Screen coming. To VanVleet. Fine to shoot for Toronto. Lets it fly from long range. Fultz there for the rebound. Desperation shot here from half court. That ends the first quarter. The Raptors have the lead. One quarter in the books. This has the potential to be a good one.
I really like what I'm seeing. Both teams look engaged. There's some trash talking going on the court. I think this has the making to be a big-time game.
Five to shoot for Orlando. Fires the 3. No good. Fred VanVleet to McCaw. Here comes the screen. McCaw. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Jody Meeks is going to get a chance at 3 here. A career 87% from the line. First free throw is good. And he hits the second.
Coming right back to you.
Knocks down all 3 at the line.
Good shot, man.
Grant with the basketball. 5-point game. Screen coming. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
First one, count it. Able to convert on both free throws. Lynn with it. Up by 3. Screen coming.
Right.
Lynn to VanVleet. Nothing going here on that drive. Fred VanVleet to Gasol. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
And the defender's got to take note. Otherwise, that shot's going up all game long.
Grant with the basketball. Down 5. To Carter Williams. They work it down to Aminu. Marc Gasol swats it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Toronto has the basketball. Fred VanVleet to Lin. Here comes the screen. Lin matched up with Aminu. Rebound Bamba. To Carter Williams. Here comes the screen. Carter Williams. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Trying to cash in. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Pascal Siakam at the line for a chance at a three-point play. His career mark right now sits at 63%. One free throw, count it, it's a three-point play, and the lead up to 8. To Mo Bamba. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Lowry to Gasol. Has a look. Gets a look. Can't hit.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Won't go. He has to find better opportunities.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Well done, Kyle Lowry. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Pascal Siakam to Lowry. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
To Mo Bamba. He's on the deck. Great sacrifice. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket. Now a whistle, and Toronto's going to use a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Into the game for the Toronto
Lowry to Ibaka. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Orlando ball. Deep three at the buzzer. Time expires to end the first half. The Raptors in front.
Thanks, Ed. The Raptors entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead. They certainly staked the flag in the paint. They were dominant around the rim on the offensive end. These are the guys getting buckets for the Toronto Raptors. The Magic may be in the building, but they did not show up for this game. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. These are the guys getting buckets for the Orlando Magic.
game track. Points in the paint.
The Orlando Magic are in a situation where if I was the coach of the team, I'd hope they'd be insulted by the way they gave up points in the paint. Going into the second half, these guys really need to have some pride and be more assertive around the basket defensively.
Player of the half.
Marc Gasol is up in the air swatting shots. When he's not doing that, he's down on the floor making steals. Who wouldn't be impressed by a first half like that?
Who was cold?
Nikola Vucevic didn't have any impact on the scoreboard in the opening half. If I was a teammate, I'd be doing my best to remind him he's still got 2 more quarters to change things around. It'll be interesting to see if he can make that happen. Here's our top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Magic own the possession. To Aaron Gordon. Isaac. Sizing up the defense. To Fournier. To Vucevic. Has a chance. Not that time. Strong finish at the rim for Marc Gasol.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
In the front court, it's Augustine. His guys trail by 10. Nikola Vucevic. Not shaken for the early struggles. Maybe this is a sign of things to come.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Goes reverse to lay it in.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Fournier to Vucevic. The pass set it all up.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Toronto with the basketball.
Screen come.
Surveys the floor. Lowry. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Well done, Kyle Lowry. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Isaac to Gordon. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Nikola Vucevic pins it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Whoa, look what I found.
You know it's a bad block when somebody snatches the ball out of the air. Wow.
Rebounded by Orlando. Slam dunk for Jonathan Isaac. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
Short jumper off the mark. Gordon. Rebound comes to Lowry. And scores.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Augustine with it up top. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. To Aaron Gordon. Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac is going to get 3 shots here. For his career, 76% from the line. And hits the first free throw. Second and 3, got it.
Substitutions.
Off the mark. 2 for 3 on this trip. Lynn with it. Up by 6. And he'll head to the line.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
Jeremy Lin, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 80% at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. Magic basketball. Markelle Fultz. Nothing going here on that drive. To Gordon. Gets to the basket, but it's no good.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Wes Iwundu snatching it out of the air.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Gordon to Fultz. Here's a chance from long range. He's not known for that. Markelle Fultz, the former #1 pick, hits a tough shot.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Lynn to McCaw. Here comes the screen. Serge Ibaka slams it down. Deep three at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The Raptors have the lead. Raptors ball as we get going here in the 4th. They have clearly been the better side so far. Jay, that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sport is whenever you go into the 4th quarter, it's 0-0. You have to play the game with the scoreboard saying 0-0. If you can win that game by double digits, then you've done your job in the 4th.
Here comes the screen. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Rises for the slam.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
It's the Raptors with the basketball. Lynn. Knocked loose. Here comes the screen. From long range, Fournier the rebound. Augustine with the basketball. The deficit now up to 5. To Fournier. To Aaron Gordon. Down to 5 on the 24. Oh, Evan Fournier. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Screen coming. The screen sets him up for 2.
You know, he may not show up in your feed all the time with the crazy highlights, but he's one of the most underrated creative shot makers we have in this game.
Magic have it. To Fournier. Trying to cash in. Off the mark. To Van Vliet. Lynn. To Van Vliet. Missed a wide open look. Gordon. Here comes the screen.
Oh, I've been waiting for this matchup.
To Gordon. Has a look. Can't connect. Lynn with it. Leads 5. To Van Vliet. Finishes strong.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Now the Magic gonna signal for a timeout. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way.
The difference is going to be the best player on the court. He's a guy that you have to trust in. He has to get the ball. And sometimes as a coach, you need to let go and let your best players do what they do.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. To Fournier, has a chance. Wide open look, won't go. Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Trying to cash in, Jeremy Lin. He has struggled just a little bit, 2 for 5.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To Fournier. Here comes the screen. Fournier. On the shot clock. Beyond the arc for 3. Shakes free and hits.
Oh, I like what you're doing right now. It looks like you're running some DHOs into PNRs. That's dribble handoffs into pick and rolls. You keep running that action, you're constantly going to keep the defense guessing.
Oh, they don't get it across in time. That's an 8-second violation. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Substitutions, Toronto.
Fultz.
1 minute remaining in the fourth.
The ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. Pascal Siakam. Fultz into the front court. The deficit is 6. To Vucevic. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. To Gasol. Pascal Siakam to Gasol. Down low. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
I'm laughing because when you look at Marc Gasol, he's not the fastest big guy in the game. He's not the smoothest, nor is he the best shooter. But you know what he is? He's prepared and he's experienced. That's why he can get you 17 to 18 to 19 points per night or more, and you get a tough low post presence.
No good. There's the whistle and an intentional foul. Just their first in the final 2 minutes, so no free throws yet. They'll take the ball out of bounds.
Okay, now look over to the sideline and see what the staff is trying to draw up on the next play. That's good clock management thus far.
And here's the foul. Right now it's a 2-possession game, so if he hits 1 or 2 of these, it could be all she wrote.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
Knocks down the second after missing the first. Fultz with the basketball. The margin standing now at 7. Shot won't go. He has to create to get a better look. And they're going to play this one out to its conclusion as we get an intentional foul. That means free throws coming up in what is a 7-point game.
Good foul right there. You want to stop the clock.
Knocks down the first. gets both to drop at the line. They'll let one fly from half court. It's the Raptors with the victory as they get a good win on the road. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Raptors came away with the victory in this one.
And some people may disagree, but I think their ball movement was the biggest key to their victory. Still, I think we'd all agree that they made the defense look slow and confused throughout this matchup.
The Magic put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Orlando Magic.
Game track. Rebounds.
The Orlando Magic suffered a discrepancy in their rebounding, and in turn, it resulted in a loss. Rebounds are certainly not a glamorous stat, but wins are. And without competitive rebounding, you're not going to get wins.
Player of the game.
Marc Gasol could not have been better defensively. The way he blocked shots and stole the ball today is what makes for an all-NBA defensive first-team player.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's what's coming up for the Orlando Magic.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.
We come to you from South Florida. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, it's Miami-Dade County. It's the land of D. Wade. It's a place unlike any other.
No doubt about it, Ed. Every time you see the Flash play, it reminds you of greatness. No doubt he's going to show that tonight on the court.
Opening tip, won by the Heat, and we're underway in Miami. Dragic, down low for Leonard. Shot from the lane, won't go. Kyrie across the timeline. He'll run the offense. Durant won't go down. And scores, plus the foul. DeAndre Jordan, another strong finish, going to the line for a chance at 3.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Free throw try, off the mark. Dragic into the front court. Down 2. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a T.
KD with the rock. Jay Williams, kid from Jersey, rooted for the Nets growing up. And where do you live now? Brooklyn.
Of course, I'm following my favorite team, and these comments are probably going to sound biased because they are. But Brooklyn is a completely different place. Only 5 minutes outside Manhattan. It almost feels like a suburb of the city. And the fact that it's culturally relevant, it just feels like Brooklyn is the new place to be.
Durant with the basketball up top. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Runner here won't go down. Nothing going here on that drive. To Waiters. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Gets it in the left corner. Irving to Durant. Dragic with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Butler. Screen coming. Butler. Tough matchup against Durant. Gets a look. Can't hit. To Irving. Kevin Durant. First couple didn't go. That one is true. Have we ever seen anyone like KD?
Easy answer. No, he's the greatest offensive threat we've ever seen in the game. He has a 7'5" wingspan, and he's doing things that Russell Westbrook does with the ball. We've never seen it before.
Waiters to Dragic. Five to shoot for Miami. Butler. The Nets have the rebound. Here's Irving into the front court. Lead is 2 to Durant. Here comes the screen. Durant defended by Myers Leonard. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. Here's Durant for 2. Dragic with it. Down just a couple. They'll get it down to Leonard. And the slam.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
It's Brooklyn's ball. To Hollis-Jefferson. They'll get it to Durant. Kevin Durant. He's 2 for 5. Not great, but trending.
You can forget about it when he uses that 7'5" wingspan to attack the bucket.
DeAndre Jordan snatching it out of the air.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Throws it down. Now the Heat going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Dragic to Waiters. Short jumper stays out.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Dinwiddie. Here comes the screen. Trying to cash in. Dinwiddie shot, no good. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
He'd have the basketball. Can't connect from in close. Dinwiddie into the front court. 10-4 is the score. To Jordan. Oh, scary stuff from DeAndre Jordan. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Short jumper misses. First quarter in the books with the Nets in front. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Nets have the basketball. Irving to Dinwiddie. Jay, 28 wins a year ago for the Nets, but a couple of individuals, they shined in their playing time.
8 wins better than the year before. And think about Jared Allen for this team. He is a new age 5, has the versatility and the speed to run the court. And then you think about a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie, who actually got drafted in the second round and actually gambled on himself, had a horrific knee injury. To see the kind of minutes due to the injuries that he played and the level that he played at, Ed, this team is on their way.
Shot clock for the Heat down to 3. Not that time. Irving with the basketball. His team leads it by 10. Has a look. Irving's shot off the mark. Into the front court comes Collison. We're a minute into the second quarter. And it's Chandler with the rebound. To Irving. Nothing going here on that drive. The Nets now with 4 to shoot. Has a chance. Off the mark. Well contested. Collison into the front court. Trailing by 10. Off the assist.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
To Irving. Kyrie Irving. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Irving to Hollis Jefferson. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. Irving knocks it down from mid-range. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
New blood coming in for both sides. Collison to Waiters. Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
Miami with the basketball. Collison. Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Into the front court, it's Irving. Up a dozen. To Durant. Oh, he had him there for a second. Oh, he had it. Waiters to Collison. Here comes the screen. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Irving to Durant. Oh, the Heat right there to take it away. Collison. Nothing going here on that drive. To Waiters. Collison. Cleans the offensive glass. DeAndre Jordan sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Scores from the post.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. That's it for the first half. The Nets have the lead.
time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. These are the guys getting buckets for the Brooklyn Nets. The Heat have yet to appear after one half of basketball. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. These are the guys getting buckets for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Field goals.
The Miami Heat just couldn't get any of their shots to go in those first two quarters. They desperately need someone to step up and catch fire for them in the second half. The shooting was certainly worse in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
DeAndre Jordan did a remarkable job of swatting shot after shot. Scorers have got to be thinking twice when he's within range.
Who was cold?
Butler hasn't put a single point on the scoreboard. I'm sure he'd like to redeem himself in the second half. But the way things have been going thus far, it's hard to believe it's going to happen for him. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Durant across the timeline. His team on top by 8. Kevin Durant, 4 out of 7. Kevin Durant, dynamic once again.
And giving it to you any way you want it. On the block, from the perimeter, mouse in the house, whatever the scenario is, Kevin Durant has an answer.
Here comes the screen. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3 to Waiters. Here's a chance from long range, and Dion Waiters good on the quick release that time.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Screen coming. Durant, guarded by Myers Leonard. Beyond the arc for 3. No good. That's great defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Waiters, defended by Kevin Durant. DeAndre Jordan sends it away. Nice finish at the rim.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Kevin Durant with the rock. Sizing up the defense to Irving. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper off the mark.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
To Collison. To Irving.
Watch that cut.
To Durant. Shot clock winding down. Durant. Now that's a contest. That's out. Last touch by Goran Dragic. Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Number 22, Jimmy Butler. Stepping in for Brooklyn, number 24, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson.
Butler to bring it up. The deficit now up to 5. For 3. Misfires. It's no good. Irving into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Nothing going here on that drive. Kevin Durant. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%. How do you neutralize a threat like Kevin Durant?
Well, that weak side defender constantly has to shade Kevin Durant, and that primary defender, you have to funnel KD into help every single possession, contest shots, and hope that you can deter his vision and that he misses.
Kyrie across the timeline. Leads 5. Durant to Irving. Screen coming. Not that time. Butler matched up with Durant. To Dragic. Butler. Trying to cash in. And Jordan able to secure the rebound. Kevin Durant lets it fly. Just not going down.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Screen coming. Dragic. Missed the wide open look. To Irving. KD for 2. Not today.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Butler into the front court. 5-point game. Here comes the screen. Waiters against KD. Goran Dragic. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
Durant lets it fly. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough. Now ready to shoot at the line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
First free throw is good.
Substitutions, Miami.
And he makes them both. Late heave to beat the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end with the Nets in front. So the Heat will have it to start this fourth and final quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
And the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ballgame.
Short jumper won't go down. To Dinwiddie. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Tough shot for Dinwiddie. No good. Butler to bring it up. Down 5. No good. Defense catching a break there. Dinwiddie with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Plenty of contact. The shot no good. Screen coming. Butler defended by Kevin Durant. To Collison. 5 to shoot for Miami. Has a look. Wide open look, won't go.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
Collison matched up with Durant. Throws it down. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
To Durant. From long range, and Kevin Durant unguardable. Hand in his face, he still hits the three.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2" guard. Scary.
It's the Heat with the possession. Harris, tough matchup against Butler. Here comes the screen. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Waiters to Collison. Has a chance. Collison's shot won't fall.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Into the front court comes Collison. The deficit is 6. Here comes the screen. Waiters to Butler. And counted at the rim. Now the Nets going to take a timeout. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way.
And this is where I get a chance to see if coaches can change it up. Maybe let one of your players lead the timeout so your team can hear a different voice to keep everybody engaged. Maybe like the Warriors did with Andre Iguodala.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Into the game for Miami, number 7, Goran Dragic.
Dinwiddie into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. To Hollis Jefferson. Rebounded by the Heat. Screen coming.
Hey, watch the screen. Look. Nah, I don't need no screen.
Dragic to Butler. Trying to cash in. Butler with a shot. No good. To Hollis Jefferson. It goes down. Oh, he's feeling good. Maybe too good.
Old school equals high percentage.
Miami's got it. To Butler. Probing the defense. To Dragic. To Waiters. Butler. Missed it. Offensive rebound. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Dinwiddie with the basketball. Leads 4. To Hollis Jefferson. able to convert inside. We get a whistle and a timeout here for Miami. It's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one more chance to stop the clock before the buzzer sounds.
Can you start a college basketball
Changes coming from
season?
both sides right now.
Love this channel.
Into the game for the Heat, number 40, Udonis Haslem.
Dragic. Fires the three. Yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
Here comes the intentional foul, but they did have one to give, so no free throws yet. They'll shoot after the next foul.
This is why teammates love him. Yeah, that was an aggressive play, but you're also sending a message, setting the tone. You can't half-step on that.
And they'll get the intentional foul. So 2 free throws coming up, and you figure 1 out of 2, enough to seal the deal.
Smart play. You have fouls to use. Good way to manage the clock without burning a timeout.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Long heave from 3/4 court. It's the Nets who are victorious as they get a good win on the road. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. It wasn't surprising to see this team get the win. They did a great job of letting the fundamentals of basketball be the key to success. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Brooklyn Nets. The Heat lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. This loss is sure to be all the more bitter because of how well they shot from beyond the arc. Their percentage from three-point range was outstanding. Check out the leading scores for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Field goals.
This was a matchup in which solid shooting was prominently on display. I definitely enjoyed it. Like I'm loving enjoying all of these highlights right now. Great job of effective, efficient scoring from these squads.
Player of the game.
DeAndre Jordan put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped. And when he realized he was in the zone, he just took it to another level.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
This is what the future holds for the Miami Heat. And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.
It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From State Farm Arena, tonight it's the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Boston Celtics. The opening tip corralled by the Hawks. They've got it first as we're underway in Atlanta. A bad pass, and the Celtics have it. To Kemba Walker. Jay, for once, Trader Danny was Danny Ainge. Celtics didn't do that much, but Eastern Conference didn't see much change either.
Yeah, they didn't need to do anything if you're the Boston Celtics. You already have all the pieces to the puzzle. There's no doubt about it. The Celtics are now in the driver's seat.
Walker to Hayward for three. That's off the side of the rim, short.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. Walker with the basketball. Down two. Here comes the screen. Kemba Walker against the Ukrainian Len. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Kemba Walker trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good. And the three-point play puts them up early in this one. To Parker. Curling inside. Almost, and he's not getting the call. Brown into the front court. Leads just a point. Hayward buries it on the catch and shoot.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up the three.
Here's Atlanta with the basketball. Nothing going here on that drive. Trae Young to Allen Crabbe. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Deep 2 there, won't go. Hayward to Walker. Alex Len with a piece. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by a Hawk. Five on the shot clock. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Kemba Walker at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. Whistle stops play. Timeout here for Atlanta as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. Jay, I'm going to say that you don't know this, but since 1980, the Hawks have drafted only 4 players to appear in the All-Star game. Doc Rivers, Kevin Willis, Al Horford, and Jeff Teague.
Well, how about a guy named Dominique Wilkins? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, interesting that you'd ask. Dominique Wilkins was actually selected by the Utah Jazz. Into the front court, it's Walker. Leads 5. Drive on the baseline, but his shot stays out.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
It's Hayward who grabs the rebound. Brown with it up top. Up 5.
2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Parker into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Allen Crabbe. Parker. Screen coming. Trying to cash in. It's no good. Great defense.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can get.
Throws it down off the alley-oop pass. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved.
Welcome to the Stream LG Sports Predictions.
They'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Parker to Parker. Nothing going here on that drive. 5 to shoot for Atlanta. To Allen Crabbe. Beyond the arc for 3. Tough shot. No good for Allen Crabbe.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Drive here, but the shot stays out.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Parker to Parker.
I did 3 college basketball seasons in a row about 2 years ago on this channel.
To Jaylen Brown. can't connect.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Wide open look won't go. That'll do it for the first quarter. The Celtics have the lead. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Celtics have it. To Jaylen Brown. From the outside, no good. To Kevin Huerter. Defense making the ball carrier work. Has a chance. It's Kanter with the board. To Jaylen Brown. Boston with 4 to shoot. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
I say this a lot, and it's only because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report.
You can find those videos on my channel. Just look down all my video list.
Knowing a shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Jay, it wasn't that long ago. Atlanta won 60 games. Right now, what's the outlook for this franchise?
Well, the general manager, Travis Schlenk, has done a really good job in trying to build the culture, the right culture for the Atlanta Hawks. And that starts with their head coach in Lloyd Pierce. He got him as an assistant coach with the Philadelphia 76ers, and now he can also steal that tagline for the Hawks. It's time to trust the process all over again, but now in Atlanta, Georgia.
Marcus Smart trying to cash in on a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far.
I also did 2 season of the Big 3 League. You can also find that on my channel from past videos.
Goes to 12. To Kevin Huerter. Curling inside to Trae Young. The Hawks with 4 to shoot. Lets it fly from long range. Off the mark. No good. To Hayward. Has a look. Gordon Hayward, that's how it's done. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Now the Hawks coach going to call a timeout as he'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Trae Young to Kevin Huerter. Here's the three. Trae Young bothered just enough there. Brown into the front court. His guys leading by 14. Hayward. And that'll be rebounded by Jones. Trae Young. Off the penetration, almost, but no good. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Trae Young, a pass taken away by the Celtics.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Gordon Hayward, that's how it's done. He's now 4 for 6.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
The Hawks will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Trae Young. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Trying to cash in. Jumper's good.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
To Hayward. Nothing going here on that drive. That's no good. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Trae Young. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Alex Len at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. Free throw good. A three-point play as they move in front here just before the break. Walker into the front court. Under a minute to go before halftime. Screen coming. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
To Kemba Walker. To Cantor. Has a chance. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
That'll do it for the first half. The Celtics own a comfortable lead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Celtics certainly didn't have a problem putting up points in the opening half, and these guys have every reason to feel good about how they scored effectively in that opening half. Great offensive display. These are the guys getting buckets for the Boston Celtics. The Hawks may be in the building, but they did not show up for this game. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. These are the guys getting buckets for the Atlanta Hawks.
James Rodney. Miss threes. Player of the half.
Gordon Hayward has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going.
Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Ball's controlled by Boston. To Jaylen Brown. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Enes Kanter trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. And he misses that one free throw. Trae Young to Parker. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for 2.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guarantee it.
Trae Young to Parker. Jabari Parker rocking the rim. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Hayward to Marcus Smart. Here comes the screen. Parker with it. The deficit now up to 13. Short jumper stays out. To Cantor. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Trae Young. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
To Hayward. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
Number 8, Kemba Walker.
Trae Young to Parker. To Trae Young. And they called the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
First free throw is good. And he makes them both. Boston with the basketball. Surveys the floor. To Marcus Smart. The Celtics down to 4 in the shot clock. Short jumper off the mark.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket. You're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. The lead stands at 9. To Cantor. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Trae Young to Allen Crabbe. Goes to the left side. Trae Young to Allen Crabbe. 5 to shoot for Atlanta. Has a look. Can't connect.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Enes Kanter at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He struggled so far. Free throw try off the mark. Trae Young. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Shifting gears. Here come some substitutions. Chandler Parsons trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. And he can't convert the free throw. Celtics have it. Give it to him. Kemba Walker, 3 for 6 now.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
He gets it.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Trae Young. To Parker. Free throw good. He's able to polish off the three-point play. Footer at the buzzer. 3/4. Hawks with the basketball to start this 4th quarter. They're looking up at a big margin. And that, Jay, shouldn't come as a surprise to many.
Well, for them to have a chance to win, I'm glad they brought their A game in their backpacks here to the arena, but that's not enough. They need their A+ game, and they need to execute down the stretch. You need to throw everything in the bag at them in order to win this game.
Jabari Parker at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 74% free throw shooter. Free throw good. A three-point play. And they're back within single digits. Down by 9. Walker with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Over to the right side. Here comes the screen. Hayward to Walker. Able to convert inside.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Hawks with the basketball. Parker to Parker. Nice pass to get things going.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Into the front court, it's Walker. It's a 9-point lead. Gordon Hayward, that's how it's done. With that, he's 5 for 9.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Parker. Trying to cash in. Shot by Parker, no good. Hayward. Now a steal by Atlanta.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in the playoff game, it will.
Hayward to Marcus Smart. And counted at the rim.
Bulldogs. Look, It ain't always going to be pretty, but this is a results-oriented business, and this dude will always give you a good ROI.
Whistle stops play. Timeout here for Atlanta as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Trae Young to Parker. Parker to the basket, but a shot won't go down.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
Parker into the front court. His guys currently down by 13. Celtics have it. Stuffs it down with authority.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Chandler Parsons. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Number 23, Alan Crabb. Subbing in for the Celtics. Number 20, Gordon Hayward.
Walker into the front court. The lead is 15. To Hayward. Has a chance. Deep two there. Won't go. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
I'm sorry, his name is not John Wall or Russell Westbrook. So why is he getting a free pass down the entire length of the floor?
Walker to Hayward. Nothing going here on that drive. Shot by Hayward, no good. Parker with it. His guys trail by 13. Here comes the screen. Parker to Alan Crabb. Parker. No good. Hayward. And scores.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
You're on the island now.
Here, coming left.
Trae Young. Nice pass to set things up.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
It's a victory here for the Celtics as they win this one handily. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Celtics put together a nice win here today.
And some people may disagree, but I think their ball movement was the biggest key to their victory. Still, I think we'd all agree that they made the defense look slow and confused throughout this matchup. The Hawks couldn't put it together to get the victory here today. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Atlanta Hawks.
Game track. Bench points.
The Boston Celtics can confidently say it was the player of their substitutes that was a big reason, if not the biggest reason, for their success today. Tremendous job by the reserves to be impactful in this matchup.
Player of the game.
Gordon Hayward gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show.
Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
Check out the upcoming games for the Atlanta Hawks. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.